been in the news a lot over the past few weeks after her insane meltdown over the Trump election, when she not only criticized Trump, which, hey, 90% of people in Hollywood probably do at some point, but she went specifically after...
Rachel Zegler has finally revealed why she's being kicked out of Snow White. And let's just say, Disney's had enough. This so-called cute star has turned into Disney's worst nightmare. In her latest move to stir the pot, she went off on Trump voters, calling them stupid. Now, considering a huge chunk of America voted for Trump, that's a bold statement. And Disney? They're officially done with her antics. Rachel has a habit of diving into controversial political issues, always choosing sides that alienate the audience. But this time, she's pushed too far. Sources say Disney execs are pulling their hair out, calling her a PR disaster. And let's be real, she's been dragging Snow White through the mud from the start. Apparently, Rachel hated the movie's direction from day one. She trashed the script, calling it outdated, even though she signed the contract knowing exactly what it was. Insiders even claimed Disney considered firing her mid-production because of all the drama. But by then, it was too late. The movie had already started shooting in 2022, and reshooting everything would have cost a fortune. Now, Disney's stuck with a project tied to a star they can't stand. Will they cut her loose before the film even drops? Stay tuned.
Posting a video where she said, if you're not voting for Kamala, unfollow me. I don't need your business. Telling over half of the audience for her Disney live-action bastardization of Snow White to go fuck.
But wait, it gets worse. Fast forward to this week, and Rachel Zegler thought it'd be a brilliant idea to take a direct shot at Trump voters. So, what exactly did she say? The so-called Gen Z star went off on Instagram after the presidential election, blaming Trump supporters for leading the country in a negative direction and outright calling them sick. "I find myself speechless in the midst of this," she wrote in an Instagram story. "Another 4 years of hatred, leading us toward a world I do not want to live in, a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in." And she didn't stop there. "There is a deep sickness in this country, shown in the sheer amount of people who showed up for this man who threatens our democracy," she continued. Then came the bombshell. May Trump supporters, Trump voters, and Trump himself never know peace. And here's the funny part. Zegler, who's so worried about raising her daughter, isn't married and doesn't even have kids. Now, her attempts to backpedal? Not working. She tried issuing a weak apology, blaming her emotions and claiming she didn't mean to add to the negativity. Girl, you didn't just add to the discourse, you lit it on fire. Critics like Megyn Kelly have not held back, calling Rachel every name in the book and comparing her meltdown to past Disney stars who were fired for way less. With all this controversy, could Disney finally pull the plug on her? Stay tuned.
Despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line for.
She's a bad apple, no doubt about it. Megyn Kelly didn't hold back when she tore into Rachel Zegler on her show, calling out both the actress and Disney for their hypocrisy. After Zegler's nasty comment wishing Trump supporters never know peace, Kelly slammed her, saying, "Imagine a Broadway actress saying, 'Forget Biden supporters, may Biden and Kamala never know peace.' That person would be fired faster than you can blink." And she wasn't done. Kelly took direct aim at Disney, calling them out for their double standards. "Hey Disney, looks like you're going to have to redo your film again, because this woman is a pig. You fired Gina Carano for way less nonsense than this." For context, Gina Carano, former Mandalorian star, was dropped by Disney back in 2021 after making controversial comments comparing the treatment of conservatives to Jews in Nazi Germany. Yet somehow, Rachel gets a free pass? The hypocrisy isn't going unnoticed. But Zegler's Trump comments are just the tip of the iceberg. She's been stirring controversy for years, trashing the original Snow White for being outdated, and even calling the prince a stalker. She proudly declared that her version of Snow White isn't about love, but about being a fearless leader. Bold move, Rachel, but maybe trashing a beloved classic isn't the best way to win over fans. Behind the scenes, it's reportedly been one disaster after another. A source revealed that working with Rachel Zegler has been chaos, saying Disney execs are terrified that her behavior could trigger a massive Snow White boycott, one that could cost them millions. Feeling the heat, Zegler tried to clean up the mess last Thursday with a formal apology, posting on Instagram, "I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared last week. But is it too little, too late? Stay tuned."
Bend the knee and give this fake-ass apology. Nobody takes that seriously. It looks like it was written by a PR firm and copy-pasted by Rachel Zegler. But of course, in the aftermath, people have been paying attention to what Rachel Zegler's doing. Is she going to say anything else?
But judging by the comments on Rachel Zegler's latest Instagram post, the damage is already done. Why do you wish us harm? We're just common, ordinary citizens, one user asked. Another bluntly commented, "Bye-bye, you're canceled." And critics weren't buying her apology either. One user called her out, saying, "If you were really sorry, you'd make a proper post," pointing out that she buried her apology in a temporary Instagram story instead of a public, permanent post. And let's not forget her most recent controversy, when she casually threw a #FreePalestine hashtag into a post promoting the Snow White trailer. That move sparked rumors of tension with her co-star Gal Gadot, who is famously Israeli and served in the IDF. Now, people are wondering, will their on-screen chemistry even be believable when the off-screen vibes are this icy? Meanwhile, Disney is walking a tightrope. Sure, the studio would love nothing more than to silence Rachel, but they're stuck. The film is already wrapped, and pulling her now would be a logistical and financial nightmare. According to one insider, Disney is crossing its fingers, hoping all this controversy might actually help at the box office by drumming up curiosity. But let's be real, banking on backlash is a risky game. And with Snow White already under a microscope, the stakes have never been higher. Will Disney regret keeping Rachel Zegler? We'll have to wait and see.
Zegler is one of the most despised people in the industry right now from a lot of normal people, because what she says, the way that she says it, who she insults, what's going on with Snow White. But at the same time, if I see something that's bullshit, I have to call it out as bullshit. Just because this bullshit is spreading.
Some insiders are trying to stay optimistic, pointing out that Snow White is a classic and may be able to weather the storm. It's a timeless story, and Disney knows how to work their marketing magic when they need to. Plus, the film isn't facing any major competition at the box office. Still, that doesn't erase the fact that Rachel's antics have turned into an ongoing PR nightmare that just won't go away. And don't think fans have forgotten her earlier comments about the plot. In a 2022 interview, Rachel dismissed the original as outdated and mocked Snow White's love story. Instead, she claimed her version would be all about empowerment. Sure, that sounds great on paper, but when you alienate the very audience who grew up loving the original, you're asking for trouble. She didn't stop there. Rachel even took aim at Elon Musk, slamming him for supporting Trump and urging people to ditch his app. Her posts were dripping with venom, and while she might have thought she was being bold, all she did was fuel even more backlash.
Because I dislike Rachel Zegler and despise Rachel Zegler as an actress and what she's doing right now and attacking so many people, I gotta call bullshit when I see bullshit. There's plenty of valid reasons.
So let's be honest, the damage control has been pathetic to say the least. Rachel Zegler's Instagram apology, where she rambled about peace and understanding, fell flat. People aren't buying it, and the backlash is only getting louder. Sources say Disney execs are practically holding their breath, hoping Rachel can keep quiet until the movie hits theaters. But here's the real issue. This isn't just about one actress and her bad behavior. It's about Disney's brand and their ability to navigate this mess. They've already faced criticism for being too woke, and Rachel's controversies are only pouring gasoline on that fire. Whether or not Snow White pulls in big numbers at the box office, the damage to Disney's reputation might be harder to fix. So, what do you think of the continuous drama Rachel's creating and the toll it's taking on Disney's image? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on the Snow White pre-release drama. See you in the next one.